Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another Morning Coffee Talks. Listen, it's been a great Monday yesterday. Today's Tuesday, and I hope you guys are doing all right. But listen, this has to be said. This has to be said. You know, a lot of men, we have to stop doing things to the beat of the drama of our wife, the beat of the drama of our woman. We need to just do things because it needs to be done. Don't wait around for her to ask you to do it. Don't wait till the last minute to do things. Again, we have to do things because it just needs to be done, which makes us leaders and men of the house. And a lot of the times, this is a truth that many men don't want to hear. You're only doing things so your wife won't be mad, right? You're not leading, you're reacting. And the real growth is going to start when you do what needs to be done, even if nobody's watching. And this is something I've even said when it comes to your personal development and your personal growth. When you're not on stage, or you still training, right? When you're not in the game, or you still at practice, right? This is something that you have to be locked in on, which is going to make you a better man. You have to do the things when nobody's watching, right? There's a difference between reaction versus responsibility. Doing things to avoid conflict is fear-based behavior. You're out of your frame as a man. At that point, you're in the woman's frame, right? You're moving to the beat of her drum, not to the beat of your drum as a leader. Whenever you see the military, they in format, them old school shows, so you hear the drummer, he's drumming away, right? And the platoon is marching behind him, right? That drummer's leading the platoon, right? He's leading by the beat of his drum, and they're in lockstep. All right. You have to be in lockstep with leading and not just reacting. Again, doing things that need to be done just off principle, right? One thing that can make you have anxiety is doing things where, again, it's last minute, that procrastination. That doesn't build respect for yourself, and it definitely doesn't build respect for your household and your wife. You know, your wife shouldn't be, quote unquote, your alarm clock, right? Oh man, my wife pulling up at home, you know, you hear the garage open. Let me hurry up and do this and that. And you've been lounging all day on the video game, just watching this or that show. You know, she pull up and you like, man, she gonna be mad at me because I ain't do X, Y, Z. When you should have just did it beforehand. Or you hear her coming through the keys jingling at the door. Now you want to pop up and move around. Listen, if chores, planning, leadership, or discipline only shows up after like frustration or arguments, then at that point you're outsourcing your standards. A man with standards moves before emotions force him to. All right. And here's the thing about that. When you wait till your wife or your girlfriend's upset, this is the message that she's going to receive. You only matter when it's uncomfortable, right? That's how resentment grows. That's how trust quietly erodes. Listen, I get it. The thing about leadership is boring. It really is. But here's the thing. That's kind of the point, right? Leadership isn't loud, man. It isn't dramatic. And a lot of times, man, it isn't praised. I think a lot of us is really in this point of life where we want to be at the spotlight. I remember growing up, men always played the background. You know, they never looked for praise to be like, oh, look what I did for my family, this and that. It just got done. Right? It's just this quiet consistency, man. Listen, the bills are handled, the house is in order, decisions are made. Listen, men weren't looking for applauses. Their actions, you know, showed that things were in order. But a lot of men nowadays, they like, oh, I took out the trash, you know, I should get a cookie. You know what I'm saying? I should get a cookie because, you know, I cut the grass. That's what you're supposed to be doing, right? And again, everybody has their role to play in the house. But again, don't, as a man, you're leading by example. You don't look for praise. Praise your kids when they do a good job. Remember, they're new here on earth, right? If you put the work in to train them and show them the right way to do things, then praise them. They getting good grades, praise them. Your wife is showing up, in a way that loves you how you want to be loved. Show that praise, maybe some gifts or something, taking her out to a nice dinner. But for you, listen, we're not here for that as men. We just do it because it needs to be done. And we do it because that's who we are. The goal isn't to just keep the peace, man. We are the peace, right? The goal is to become the man who doesn't need pressure to perform. We just get it done, right? A man who moves from the right identity doesn't move from guilt, all right? And again, this is going to come from you taking ownership in your own personal life. I've said this multiple times. If you cannot lead yourself, how do you expect to lead a woman? How do you expect to lead a household when it comes to kids? How do you expect that when you have, older parents that, you can bring value and they can listen to you, right? The only reason when it specifically comes, with this video, when it comes to your wife, the only reason you act is to avoid her anger. You've already lost your frame, right? If you only do things in reaction to move when she moves, you've lost your manhood. Do what needs to be done because it's right. Do it because it's necessary, because you're the man that decided that it just needed to be. Again, discipline before emotion, standards before excuses. This is what's going to help you hold your frame. And also, this is going to be the thing that that needs to be done because it needs to be done. That's what being a man is really about. All right. So with that being said, if you got any value from this video, hit that like button. If it's your first time here, go ahead and subscribe. If you've been watching for a while, subscribe. And hey, share this video out with anybody who needs to hear this message. And with that being said, I appreciate you guys. Much love. Peace.